Hello, it's Liz here with Stampin' on the Rock. Today I'm going to share with you a card that's a pinwheel design. I've done it many years ago, but it's been a while and it just came back up in a class. We were talking about this and made one of these cards, and it really is fascinating. So I just decided that this is what I'm going to do with you. All right, so let's get started. I'm not going to show you a sample of it, but just trust me that you'll enjoy it. So again, it's called a pinwheel card. What I'm going to be using today, I will be using this stamp set that's called Go To Greetings. This is one that is in the annual catalog, and I was talking about this in class recently, how sometimes I've gone through the annual catalog many times, as many of you have also, and you still seem to see something new when you go through again, because this is in the annual catalog, and just a couple months ago I went through and I'm like, I don't remember ever seeing this one before. But it's great because it has really just, there's happy birthday, thinking of you, just a note, and thank you. But then it's, each of them is, there are 3 different stamps with the same saying on it with different size and a different font, which I think is great. So Go To Greetings is the stamp set that I'll be using. The paper pack is Regency Park, and this is in the mini catalog. Look at these colors. Super pretty. I like the blues in there. Okay, so Regency Park. Make sure we're staying in the camera here. All right, let me go through it. I'll tell you what all the pieces that I have. I have, my base is going to be Night of Navy. Okay, and I've already cut that down to size, and it has been scored already. I don't have my bone folder here, so we're just going to press this down for this one card. Okay, so Night of Navy. And then I have pattern piece. Let's do the Night of Navy first. Sorry. Okay, let's see. So I have other Night of Navy pieces. I have a one piece that is 1 inch by 4 1/4 inches, Night of Navy, 1 inch by 4 1/4. And then I have 2 squares of Night of Navy, and they are 2 5/8 inches by 2 5/8 inches because they're squares. So we have 2 of those. Okay, so that's it of the Night of Navy. That's my base. 1 inch by 4 1/4, and then 2 squares that are 2 5/8 inches. Okay, so we're going to set those aside. And then I have pattern paper, and out of this Regency Park, I chose 3 different patterns out of here. Okay, so I have one that is this like polka dot kind of, looks like snow. That's 7/8 inches by 4 1/2. And then in that, let me go to that one in a second. I have, this is 4 by 5 1/4. And this one is going to go right on here like this. Okay. So that one's 4 inches by 5 1/4. All right, to make the pinwheel, I have 8 little squares, and my 8 squares are, let me tell you your measurements, 1 1/4 inch squares. Okay, so these are 1 1/4 inch, and I have 2 different patterns. And I have one that's like flowery and one that's a little more solid. There's little dots on there, but I want 8 pieces. So I'm going to lay these out. 8 pieces that are 1 1/4 inch squares, but you want 2 different patterns. Okay? So their sizes are the same, but just 2 different patterns. So you can go through the papers you have and, you know, pick out pattern. You can do the same patterns, but I will show you. I just like the look of having 2 different patterns. Okay, the ink I'm using is Night of Navy. And then I'm also going to be using Classic Matte Dots Embellishments. All right, so for what I'm doing on this one, the liquid glue is going to work a little bit better. Not that you can't use other adhesive, but I just think this one works a little bit better for it. So let's get started here. I'm going to just do the simple, let's get this out of the way, and we're just going to attach our base. Okay, and remember, anytime you're using liquid glue, you don't want to go right to the very edges, and you want a light hand. If you squeeze too hard, you're going to get gobs of glue all over, which you do not want. And you want to make sure that your adhesive is not to the very edges so that when you press it down, it doesn't smush out. The nice thing about the liquid glue is it gives you a little bit of a wiggle room. You can put it down and you can slide it around for, you know, a few seconds till you get it in the spot that you want. Okay, we're going to press that down here. Okay, and that's the base there. Okay, we're going to set that aside. All right, now I'm going to work on the pinwheel part. So I'm taking these two squares here that are 2 5/8 inch by 2 5/8 inch. All right, and I want to layer them so that, here's the two, and I'm layering them so that they're pretty even as you can get them, like this. Okay, so I'm going to put some adhesive in the center here. All right, and then I'm going to take this piece over top. And again, because it's liquid glue, you can kind of move it around a little bit till you get it pretty even. It doesn't have to be exactly, but you do want to try to get it as even as you possibly can. Okay, so these are the two pieces now put together. All right, and here's where we're going to start making the pinwheel. I have these 4 pieces, and we're going to alternate them. The first, this is probably one of the most important parts. The first one you put down, you need to make sure that one side stays not adhered, okay? So I'm going to flip this over, and I want to put adhesive just on the one side. We'll glue the rest down later, but for right now, I'm only putting adhesive on this one side. Do not put it on this side, or you won't be able to finish the pinwheel, okay? And then I'm going to go right up into this corner and glue that down. Okay, and you want this loose flap over here. All right, so that's it. That's the first one. So it's adhered on this side. It's loose on this side. We'll take care of it later. But push that down. Okay, now we're going to take the next one. Now this one, you want to put adhesive all over. Okay, and we're going to put that right up into that corner. You want to go right up into the corners. Okay, and with the liquid glue, just hold it for 5 seconds or so, and you're good. Okay, so this is what you have so far. And then we're going to alternate, so we're taking the blue one now. And you're going to put adhesive all over the back. And now we're going to take this and put it up into the next corner. Okay, you with me? You see how we're making this pinwheel? Remember when you were kids and you had those pinwheels that you blew on? And then, right? Okay, so let's do the next one here. So you'll see that you could have used 8 of the exact same patterns all the way around. I just think it looks more interesting when you have 2 different patterns. And try and go with like a light and a dark, or like a busy pattern and a not a busy pattern, just a simple pattern, so that there's a contrast. Okay. Let's go to the next one here. This is one of those ones, the first time you make it, you're like, wait, what? Wait, this is taking me a while. And then once you realize it, it kind of clicks, and you can make the next one pretty quickly when you have the idea of what you're doing. Okay, I'm just going to press that down, and really all your little corners should be meeting in the center. Okay, let's do the next one here. Thank you to those of you who have been sharing the videos. I've noticed that the viewership has been going up, and I'm just about at 80 subscribers, so I'm excited about that. So continue to share the videos if you are finding it of value to you, and I'm assuming that some of you are, because it has been shared, and I appreciate that. So, you know, maybe we can hit that 80 subscribers soon. If you come across this video and you're watching it and you enjoy it, hit that subscribe button down below. That way you'll get a notification when new videos come up. And it just lets me know that you have an interest in what you're seeing and you like what you're seeing. Okay, so I'm going to put that down. All right, here's where we're coming to the end. All right, now this last one here, you want to put adhesive all around the whole thing like we've been doing. But this one has to tuck underneath the first one, okay? Because you can't put it right over that. That doesn't work. So remember, we did not adhere that 1/2. So you want to take a fingernail, take a little scissors, something, and you want to tuck this underneath that. So we're pulling that one up, and we're going to slide that under it. It's a little tricky, but you can do it. It's even trickier when you're on a camera. Oh! All right. We can do this. Maybe I adhered a little too much. There we go. Got it. Okay, it's really important, that first one, that you only adhere just that very right side. You don't want to adhere anything in the middle over, okay? But I got it. And now I'll take this flap that's sticking up and put some adhesive underneath there to hold that down. Okay? So it's really important that first one you put down, just put adhesive in the one corner over here so this can stay up. So that last one gets tucked underneath the first one. Okay, that's probably the trickiest part of the whole thing. And there you go. And look at that. There's your pinwheel. All right. So let me, do I have dimensionals right here? I don't. So hang on one second. I'm going to grab some dimensionals. Okay, right here. Sorry, guys. I had a class writing last night, so I kind of cleared some things away, and usually I have all that stuff right here on my table. All right, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Just going to put a few on the back here. Okay, pull those backs off of here. All right, and I'm going to try and center this a little bit. Okay, so there's our pinwheel. Let's take one of these here. Oh boy, I don't even have my scissors right here either. Let's do this. You just make sure, if you're going to pull it off of here without it, just slide it off rather than pulling it up so that you still have the adhesive on the back of it. And I'm going to take that little matte dot and put that right in the center. Okay, so you have a little center of your pinwheel. Look at that. What do you think? All right, let's do this now. I'm going to be stamping the happy birthday. I'm back to this year sending out birthday cards to as many people as I know their birthdays, if that makes sense. Last year I did not do that. Instead, I just mailed a bunch of random cards throughout the year, but this year I want to get back to birthdays. So if you'd like a birthday card and in your mailbox, and you don't think I have your birthday, shoot me a message. Send me your birthday and an address, and I'll send one to you. So let's stamp that right there in the center. Straight down. Straight back up. Remember, you don't want ink all over your block. It just means you're pressing too hard on the ink pad. All right, so let's set that aside. We're going to put that on top of this piece here. Let's just put a little bit of glue down the center. Get end to end. Start at one end here, and we'll work our way down. Okay, I have a little excess on there. Let me grab a scissors so I can trim that off. If you remember from the last video, I told you if you have a little extra paper on the end, trim it off. It just looks a little more clean and neat looking on your cards if you trim off any excess rather than just leaving it there. Okay, all right, we're going to put some glue on the back here. All right, let's put this down right here. This one is going side to side, so it's going to cover the entire front of the card. I'm going to slide that a little bit to make sure that's even. Hold on a second, and there you go. And that's the pinwheel card. So what do you think? If you found this video of value, let me know. If I could explain something better, let me know that too. And again, feel free to hit that like button, that little thumbs up, or hit the share button, and I would greatly appreciate that. And I truly, truly hope that you are finding these videos beneficial to you and that you're learning and creating. So create and remember to send those cards out too, and make somebody's mailbox happy. Talk with you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.